say that like that.
Hey, man. Hey, I'm a Ninja Turtles fan. Okay, I will ooze wherever I like.
This one drink that's not even bad, you won't drink, and I'm confused. I am in anger.
Good for you guys. I don't watch a lot of movies. I go outside. Okay?
Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Too Many Words podcast. I am your host, Isaac William Joseph, and right next to me is my best friend and co-host, Jordan Van Cleve. This is episode 129. We are 1 week from doing this for a whole 2.5 years exactly. Wow.
This is 129 take 2.
Yeah, we won't get into that too much. Or maybe we will. I don't know. We failed at Fleur for the second time.
Not even the second time. Because this is like the third time this is actually... We screwed up something with Fleur. The second recording at Fleur, this exact same issue happened. But it wasn't nearly as severe. And the audio was still salvageable. Right? This time...
It was not.
It was not.
To make a long story short, we owe Fleur 2 episodes in 1 month instead of 1. So, yeah, we'll gladly just do that again.
I feel awful about it, though. I really do.
It was okay. It is 11:14 p.m. on a Tuesday night, February 4th, 2025. And any announcements? We just had our first meeting as a Scaldstone team.
Yeah.
Have any notes for me?
I don't know. Other than I don't fully believe the meetings are entirely necessary, but, you know, it is nice to have them.
That's why they're once a month.
Yeah.
Not once a week. Imagine.
Gosh, I would hate that. I would not be there for every single one of them. Like, just period.
Yeah. But yeah, Marcella said that I did a really good job leading the meeting, letting everybody talk and limit interruptions and stuff like that. So
it's because Isaac really wants to be a boss. He wants to be in charge of people.
I don't want to be in charge of
tell people what to do.
But here's the thing, okay? I love everybody that works with us. I love them deeply, and they all share unique traits. But there's one thing that a lot of us have in common, which is derailing a conversation.
Oh, I forgot to ask Marcellus.
And talking for a very long time.
I forgot to ask Marcellus how the live stream went.
Like, I'm long-winded, and Vinny's long-winded, and Nana's long-winded, and that's enough for meetings to probably go astray. Okay? But all in all, it was a great meeting, I'd like to think. Got any tips and tricks for me?
I mean, just use the right account.
Yeah. It kind of just auto-logged me in. I was like, oh, cool, I have
See,
it.
that's what I thought we were going to do. I didn't actually get those messages. I got all of them all at once, like, right when the FaceTime call came in.
Dumb. Stupid.
So, that's why I was so confused. But, let's see, what was it? You had asked me to start the meeting. I thought you were just going to log out and log into the right account.
No. I was expecting you to do it, but
I couldn't. I don't.
we made the FaceTime work. We made the FaceTime call work.
I don't know the login for it.
Things like this will get better as we do them more often, but main announcement, Too Many Burgers 3, September 18th.
Yep.
It's a weekday, so get your days off for it already, please. Thank you. Bye.
You also need to make sure you talk to Lexi.
Yeah, I can talk to her. She said that she's got one more in the bank.
Okay. She just got to send it over. I'll knock that out, but that comes out Friday, so.
This Friday?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I actually talked to you about it before you left, but your mind was on other things, so I do not blame you on that one. depends on other things.
But yes, this episode, you saw the thumbnail, you saw the title, you saw whatever you saw. You know what this episode is about, and it's all about the amazing weekend that was Tyrion and I. What are you doing?
Where'd the hot take go?
Where'd the hot take go?
I said it right there.
I don't know, but maybe that's Destiny saying, "Hey, we talked about what we talked about, baby."
Huh?
I didn't know we were gonna do a hot take.
We do a hot take every episode.
What did we talk about though?
Wait, what?
What did we talk about though?
What did we talk about?
Limiting the other segments.
I don't like that though.
So you just grab a hot take without talking to me?
Yeah, because that's what we do every episode.
All right.
What do you want from me? To not do the same thing we always do?
Find it then, sir.
Because, like, we still got to do a word of the week. Like, these are all, like, important things.
All right. Look at him looking for that card. It's amazing. Oh, there it is. All right. Let's do word of the week so it's not completely bass backwards.
Okay. Because, like, hot take and word of the week are both really quick ones.
Hot take can vary.
I guess that's true.
Hot take can vary. So, Jordan, what's the word of the week, brother?
I kinda like
Arcana?
this one. No. What?
It looks like
Ooh, this is
Arcana.
disabled. I just turned it up. It's arcane. It's a adjective meaning unknown to most people. The arcane language was rarely seen before the discovery of cave writings.
Cool.
What?
You coughed on me.
No, I coughed down.
Sure.
You weren't paying attention. It's on video, so I can show
It
you.
is on video.
Yeah.
That I was paying attention. And I still don't like the radius. All right.
It wasn't.
It's
even
like a shotgun.
It wasn't even actually a cough. It was more of a throat clearing, and a bit more of an aggressive throat clearing.
I appreciate you. All right, that's been word of the week. Arcane. Hell yeah. What's the hot take?
I'd rather lose all the money I made this year than lose all the memories I gained this year.
For sure, I made $14,000. I just did my taxes. That's how much money I made.
You pretty much you pretty much lived this.
Yeah, I did. Had a damn good year, but not because of the money I made. Tell you what.
Because you don't have any still.
Yeah, it's all right though. We're working on it.
So did you really make money?
Did I really make money?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
If you don't have it, then you didn't make it.
I mean, I generated money to do
that's
cool things.
That's how businesses work.
Yeah, but we're not businesses, brother.
I guess
We're
so.
human beings that have to abide by a currency system.
Yeah. But I feel like in the context of that, you gained no more money than you had at the beginning of the year.
What is money worth?
$1.
What you do with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Don't need to get so philosophical, man. He's just angry at me
See?
because I wanted to do segments and he didn't.
See, the difference between you and me is that you count your money and I make money count, baby.
What does that even mean?
It means that every dollar is worth it.
Yeah. I'm not
Right.
saying it's not. What I'm saying is in the context of the thing is
Mainly, I also
Whatever.
just really wanted to say something cool like that. I make money count, and you count your money.
okay. That is cool. You're a cool guy. You should put on sunglasses.
You
'Cause you're
count.
a cool guy.
1 second. You can also use it with time. See, you count the time, but I make time count. Baby.
Also, it is Tuesday, February 4th, 11/22.
Why do you always forget that I do that?
I swear to everything I did not hear you say that.
I know, but that did. These mics did.
Okay. It's not that
Every
I forgot.
time.
It's just that I
Like
didn't
every week.
I didn't hear you. When did you say that?
at the beginning of the episode.
Okay, whatever.
Don't worry.
I believe you.
For the slow listeners
Ow.
like you,
Ow.
they really appreciate the
You just-
repeat.
that is right exactly where my bruise is.
Really?
Yeah.
Sorry, I used my burnt fucking fingers.
Finger.
Sorry, I dropped an F-bomb, a rare one out of my mouth. But
The F-bomb's not as rare. It's some of the other words that are really rare.
what, like ass? I say ass all the time.
And no new Instagram followers.
As
I don't
per
think-
usual. Hey, oh yeah.
Wig, hot take, get them let's sweat.
Jordan's just really forcing his hand, despite what we talked about earlier.
Yeah, that's because I didn't agree to it.
Did you know that's 11:23 at night, and I have like at least an hour's worth of topic to go through?
I didn't agree to that. You just kind of you were like, I'm gonna do this.
We
and I was
we,
like, okay,
we called each other about it.
yeah. I didn't say yes.
All right.
I mean, either way, the only thing left is side quests and fancers, and side quests can be part of the main event because it's kind of like a whole thing. Because I have nothing that I did this week, because I was I know I have one thing, but that's, but we should do the fancers now, since it's gonna be quick. Since there's not as many answers. Because, like, we can't just skip that one. That's one that we have to do.
Jordan, why do you think I asked about fancers before we started recording?
What do you mean?
We are, of course, considerate of the fans. I wasn't going to say, oh, we only do the main event.
I don't know. That's what it sounds like. Because you're a pickle. I love you.
Mm-hmm.
What? Oh, that's right. I turned the volume up for the vocab thing, and then it told me
And
no.
you're scrolling on Facebook. Wow.
Well, I was trying to pull up your account.
I'm on my account.
Isaac's being mean to me today because he had a bad day.
We both had bad days, but it's okay.
Your day was a lot worse than mine.
All right.
I just had a crappy day at work.
So this week's fancers is, what is something you do that just makes you feel good? And
Throw my
Derek
hand
James
up and
Vance says, hosting events and feeding people. I responded and I said, I like it when you do that too, because he invited me to his SummerSlam party, and that was fun. Sherry Shank says, baking bread. James Ward says, vocal swimming. I make noises, do weird voices and impersonations. Rob Kramer says, cream soda on Wednesdays. Heck yeah. Mason says, working these concerts. Except for, he typed, working these is concerts. Rachel.
I'm just gonna use that for everything.
It's not thesis either. It's theses.
These is.
Working these as concerts. Rachel Kramer said, going on a hike when it's warm out, but far enough in the woods that it's peaceful and listening to the birds. Rachel likes to go where nobody can hear her scream. That's crazy. And Deb Baker Belcher, she just posted a picture of her Bitmoji camping. So she likes camping.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, those are things that make people just feel good. What makes you just feel good, Jordan?
Playing video games. And sleeping. And listening to Isaac talk about his hobbies.
Wow. You must be the most pleasured person on planet Earth.
Please do not say it like that.
Oh, man. Did the slapping of my lips make you feel good, babe?
What does that mean?
It means I'm talking.
Okay. Please, yeah. Put my finger on your button.
Oh. Oh my gosh, my monologue, bro. I completely forgot about that. Put my finger on your button. Oh my god, dude. Why did I even... Oh, man. What's crazy is that I didn't even really read the monologue before I picked it for the whole semester.
I know, and then like I kept telling you, it was like that dog. That's like a thing. A thing
That's
people
predatory.
say. Okay. And I'll get into my one side quest. I did a big fancy catering event that I dressed up as. I wore suspenders for the first time, and I enjoyed them a lot. Isaac, I'm going to tell you something that I didn't tell you at the time of the event because I was worried you would get angry at me. But I didn't just wear khaki pants.
He wants to capture this on camera so I don't assault him. I guess.
And I didn't just wear khaki pants and black shirt and brown suspenders. I also wore your fedora.
Okay. Nice.
So it looked a little bit more in place.
I like it.
And like I made the joke to my boss. I was like, dude, I'm dressed like I belong here because like it was in a really old building.
Mm.
It was completely unintentional, but the fit was on point.
Like it. So why'd you become a suspenders guy?
They're comfy. They're so comfy. They're so much more comfy. Like belts, they're like tight around your abdomen and like with suspenders I can wear pants the right way and not feel weird about it. So yeah.
You're wearing sunglasses in a windowless room. I like it.
Thank you.
You should do it every day.
I don't know about that.
Yep.
Not all my pants fit around my big fat belly.
I'll wear suspenders so it can feel like someone has their hand on my shoulder and I'm not as lonely.
Actually, you don't really feel them on your shoulder that much.
Well, yeah, I guess it's clothes. You don't feel clothes. Unless it's a belt that's too tight.
I felt it a good amount on my back, right where the cross section is.
Yeah,
And
that'll
then-
definitely. Yeah.
And then like right in like the top of the belly is where I felt them a lot too, because like that's where you want to do the snappy thing. And I was like, all right, Isaac, what is your side quest / main event?
What's the question of the week, dog? That's the ritual. We read last week's question. Now we got to get a question for the new fans.
What's your favorite article of clothing to wear? Since I was just talking about my suspenders and you're
Why are
talking
you
about-
wiping your nose on the microphone?
I was doing a little loop-de-loop with my head. I just so happened to be hitting the microphone with my nose.
Gotcha.
Okay. He's so mean to me.
Simple question for my friends. What is your favorite article of clothing?
You guys think Isaac hates me? I mean, like I he was already like kind of peeved at me because like that's just kind of the mood he's in today. He didn't have a great day, and then I told him I wore his fedora, and I feel like he's like secretly plotting to destroy me.
Dog, I get that at Walmart. It doesn't mean a lot to me.
Yeah, but like you hate it when I wear your hats. I discovered I have a very large head though.
You've discovered that?
Like I know I have a big head, but like I discovered I have a very large head. Sime asked me for my head measurements, and he didn't believe me. I think it was 24 inches around is my head.
Wow. That's crazy.
Big head.
Some say that's how big Hulk Hogan's biceps were.
Dang.
Yeah, let me check. Hey Google, how big were Hulk Hogan's biceps?
24 inch. According to Wikipedia, the host commented on how Hogan, who stood 6'7" in and weighed 295 pounds with 24-inch biceps, actually dwarfed the Hulk.
Interesting. I wonder if the mics caught that at all.
Doesn't look like it.
It's okay.
I mean, it looks like they
24-inch
did very minorly, but
pythons, though.
yeah,
That's
those are some
crazy.
big arms, dude.
Like, I've never met Hulk Hogan in person, but I do know that meeting so many wrestlers, they are a lot bigger in person.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Like Shelton Benjamin, he looks like a fitness guy. He looks slim compared to like the giant meatheads that he was around in the WWE. But I met him in person, and that guy is also huge. It's crazy.
Damn.
But yes, the big story about 15 minutes later. You know what you clicked on. You read the title. You read the thumbnail. We got this awesome weekend that was the Royal Rumble, baby. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Dude. In Indianapolis.
That's cool. I'm glad you could go to that.
This was like Jordan. We've
That's
done
my
a lot
name.
we've done a lot of things, you know.
For now.
And you have talked about, you know, post-event depression. Like, you got it after, like, a con. You've gotten it after our Too Many Burgers 2, you know? And it just never hit me like that. You know, it's like, oh, I'm going to just keep on keeping on. We had a great day, but we're going to keep on with our life. But like, I, even right now, am experiencing heavy post-event depression. Like, I just want to be back in that stadium with my nephew, just being so happy, jumping up and down, getting excited, counting down 3, 2, 1 with the audience, and just to do that again would be priceless.
You know, this exact feeling that you're feeling is something that I felt after the 3 Days Grace concert.
Really?
Like, the exact feeling. Because it made me so beyond happy to make that happen for you. like, really. And then we tried doing it again with Saint Ansonia, and the first part was all right. Up until, like, after Saint Ansonia played, everything was great. And then, yeah, then it went downhill. Skillet fans pissed me the fuck off.
Don't say that. They're about to come back to Des Moines.
I
right?
know. And, like, I've got to go meet them and stuff, and I'm a little nervous about that, but
Yeah, that'd be cool.
it'd be cool, but, like, Skillet fans. I mean, you did tell me to hold off for reasons, but, you know, I almost bought the tickets, and then I was like, no, Isaac told me to wait, and now I don't have any money, so.
You didn't set that aside?
I've been trying. And then, like, so what happened was my phone bill came out, and I didn't know it was gonna, pretty much. Like, I had set aside separate payments, and I had canceled all of my other payments, and yet they still charged the payment through. So I was a little upset. But, you know. And then I got charged for something else, and then something else, and I'm irritated. That's all it is.
Yep.
But I'm still going to do my best to make it happen.
It's okay, baby girl.
It's going to be expensive, but, yeah.
Do it for your sister.
Yeah.
That's what I kept telling myself. Do it for Tyrion. We gotta make this happen for Tyrion.
Mm-hmm.
What's crazy is that was the greatest day of his life. One of the greatest days of my life. And I plan on the second time that we do it, it'll be better tenfold. Like, we're going to get priority passes. We're going to do meet and greets. We're going to see Jey Uso for sure. But let me break down this 3-day weekend trip that we did. All right.
Please do.
So last Friday, we set out for Indiana.
Why not take it back all the way to Wednesday? You know, when the whole thing like actually started, I guess.
What do you
Wednesday
mean?
night. Cause like, well, it was more like Thursday morning. You know.
The event was on Saturday.
I know, but like, you had to do all this prep work on Thursday, right?
I mean, sure.
And then you left on Friday morning.
We packed.
And then you had to go pick up the rental car.
Yeah. So we got the rental car Friday morning.
Oh, I thought you got that Thursday.
No. We woke up at 6 a.m. to get ready for Nana to pick us up at 7 a.m. to then go to the airport to pick up the rental car, in which I needed a physical credit card. So we went to a different enterprise to do that. And Nana was an absolute G with the situation and trusted me temporarily to take care of things, and please don't crash the rental car, you know. And yeah, so we hit the road at finally at 9 o'clock in the morning, and our first stop, bro, I got giddy when I looked at the GPS and it said that we were going through Davenport, bro.
Yeah, and then I watched the
vlog,
video, and I was like, he stopped in Davenport without me. What a fucking piece of shit. What a piece of garbage.
Bro, you didn't go on the trip, so
You didn't even ask me.
you're not a wrestling fan.
Okay, and
Jordan, you're struggling to meet Skillet. This was an expensive trip.
yeah, I know. Well, that was only expensive because you spent like $400 on toys for Tyrion.
Yo, chill. Because I did.
That was an accurate number.
It was. That's not even an exaggeration. Oh my gosh, bro. Yeah. So, long story short, I did dedicate a lot of money into
You
this
had
trip.
$1,000 saved up.
I had a jar, and also it was actually one of my better paydays.
Nice.
Like one of my favorite parts of the trip is that it started on a Friday, which was a payday, and I was like, "Ooh, we got a lot of money to work with."
So you had $1,000 saved, right?
Mm-hmm.
Plus what? Another 500?
$750. Yeah,
That's not too bad.
yeah. So
Did you spend all of it?
almost
That means it was great.
means I'm bad with my money, but
No, that means you had
as long as I had the money to fill up the gas tank when we got back, heck yeah.
means you had a time that was a core memory for Tyrion. That's gonna be one of those things
Dude.
that he will remember for the rest of his
The
life.
best part of the trip was absolutely free, and that was WWE's decision to have Jey Uso win. Okay. Yes, our seats cost money, but watching Jey Uso win compared to anybody else, priceless. So let me break it down for you. In Davenport, we didn't just stop at the Seth Rollins Black and Brave Wrestling Academy,
Again.
which he also found to be boring. But there was a new thing. They had that WWE ID sign in the front of the academy.
What is that?
Well, a few months ago, WWE officially has partnered with and will dabble now in their own independent platforms. And one of the first schools to work with that is Seth Rollins Wrestling Academy in Davenport.
Okay.
So if Tyrion grows up and starts training there, he's technically already WWE relations,
Okay.
which is really
I thought that
cool
was
to
kind
think
of
about.
already a thing, I guess, but I don't know.
Yeah, Booker T's school is also involved, and some other schools involved. But yeah, we stopped there. He thought it was kind of boring because we
Yeah,
couldn't.
he probably didn't fully understand it.
Yeah, we couldn't go inside.
Yeah, that's also.
So yeah, he didn't really understand. But he thought it was like a pretty cool, wrestling ring.
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, that's pretty. Yeah, we're close to that." But yeah, he didn't really see the big deal. But then we stopped at a Target and grabbed some toys.
Mm.
And then we kept on trucking until we needed to go to the bathroom, grab some snacks, and gas up. And we stopped at Peoria, Illinois, in which we stopped at another Target to get more toys And then we finally get to Indianapolis at about 6 or 7 p.m. And the first thing we do is not check into a hotel, but we go check out the Superstore for WWE, because I did some research for Superstores for previous live events. I just wanted to check out what to expect. Obviously every Superstore is going to be different because every Superstore is in a different location, a
Do you
different
think that
city.
they would have had the things that you wanted if you had gotten there earlier?
Yes.
Okay.
But that's why we did that first thing we got into Indianapolis, was because Superstore is notorious for running out of some things.
Okay.
Because like literally every WWE fan that's in town and has a little bit of cash is at least going to go see the Superstore.
Yeah, you didn't even come home with a belt. And that was the big thing that you were like, I'm coming home with a belt.
Yeah, I was pretty confident in that, but the two belts that I was really aiming for was the Intercontinental Championship or the Winged Eagle Championship. And I'm talking about the Intercontinental Championship that was when I was younger, the white strap, or the Razor Ramon one, which is basically the same thing, but a black strap. They did not have that at the Superstore, nor did they have the Winged Eagle one. They apparently sold out of the Winged Eagle one a couple hours before I had gotten there. And so, literally, I had the World Heavyweight Championship in my hands. The one that Seth Rollins had, this past year. The one Gunther's rocking right now.
Just the black belt?
The black, big gold one with the WWE in the middle. Like the big gold one.
I guess so.
Like their newest one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, with like the lions and the...
Yeah, but
yeah.
you said that one's still like... You don't entirely like it yet, but it's growing on you.
It's growing on me. It's just that it's a belt that doesn't have too much history. I love Seth Rollins. I know I will have that belt eventually. But it was in my hands and I'm like, I'm really just about to buy a belt just because I said I wanted to get a belt. I'm not getting a belt that I love yet, And so I was like, recognizing that, I was like, I don't really think I should do this. This is $600. And so
also,
I was like,
$600.
I was like, okay,
That's insane.
I can spend $600 and get a belt and be worried about money the rest of the trip, or I don't get a belt because none of these belts are something that I really, 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 really want, and we just keep on doing more things that just Tyrion wants to do, and less expensive things that I want to do, And that's exactly what we did. We had some more fun because after the Superstore, I will say that when we got to the Superstore, super long line, but it moved a little bit relatively fast. What are you looking at?
WWE builds.
Sure. So the line moved pretty fast. The reason why there was a line, that is ridiculous. What is that?
Is this real?
Let me see that.
New Jey Uso Yeet Championship title belt, Undisputed Championship replica belt.
Oh my gosh, that's gotta be like a third-party design. What the heck? That's crazy.
It's like $160 though, right?
What if we got Tyrion that?
He'd go nuts. He would go nuts.
But we get to the front of the line, and the guy that's keeping track of capacity, he sees that Tyrion, like he's just wanting to chat up Tyrion a little bit, do some small talk so it's not awkward silence, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, hey man, who's your favorite wrestler? He says, Jey Uso. He's like, oh yeah, can you yeet? Give me your best yeet. And he's like, yeet, And he's like, yeah, that's great, right? He's like, yeah, like Tyrion's comedic timing is insane, dog. because the next thing he did is something that he did periodically for the rest of the weekend, and it was hilarious. He's like, "Yeah, I love Jey Uso. I have an AirTag on me."
Okay.
He's like, "What?" He's like, "I have an AirTag on me." He's like, "Oh, okay, cool. That's nice." Homie just said that, like he's learning small talk, like as kids will always try to
I
learn.
guess, yeah.
And that's just something that he mentions. A lot of people were like, "Oh, that's smart." He did that at least 3 more times that weekend. It was insane.
That's crazy.
I got an AirTag on me.
He just has a thing about bringing up things that don't really matter.
Yeah. Oh man. Every time he brought it up, people were laughing. Like, okay, cool.
Good for you, kid.
Oh man, but yeah, there was a lot of things that we did this past weekend that I wish I got more footage of, but like trying to keep track of a 5-year-old in a very populated store area
Yeah.
was difficult.
Yeah, I
But
can imagine that.
At the store, we bought 2 hats. We got a Rumble hat and a John Cena hat. We got a Bray Wyatt shirt, a Wyatt 6 shirt, a Jey Uso Yeet shirt, a Seth Rollins shirt, a Jonathan Fatu shirt, and this Royal Rumble shirt, because I was not leaving without at least one shirt that said Royal Rumble.
I don't know
on it.
about the quality of it, whether or not it's good, but this is a thing.
Yeah, that's bad.
Are you sure, though?
Oh yeah, I've seen a lot of those in real life. They're completely flat. They have like no depth to them. They're trash.
Okay. All right. There you go.
Yeah. Like maybe I could do something like that in place of having to wait for like the real cool thing, but see, I hate custom belts like that. I hate them.
But I like that.
Nah. I don't like custom belt designs that are like personalized. Like I'm never gonna buy that CM Punk belt that they have right now. Those John Cena belts that they have. They had
Why not?
They had $700 I was there WWE belts, and on the back it said Royal Rumble February 1st, 2025, and I'm like,
See, those are commemorative. Those are to commemorate a very specific event. That is something that's supposed to be uber specific and uber special.
yes, I didn't like them. I don't like them. I don't like custom ones like that.
I guess that is true. You did say
I want to see.
you want belts with history.
I want belts that were on TV, that were held by my favorite wrestlers. I don't care for these. I mean, yeah, there's an audience for them, but it's not me.
Just like the same reason why you don't really care for the fantasy series of the wrestling figures. You care about the ones that are things that he actually wore. Things that he
Yeah.
actually wore.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Yes, I do. Like that Ultimate Edition Seth Rollins figure over there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember him ever wearing this jacket. I could go with a different jacket. It's a nice jacket, but I could go with a different one. Anyways,
I think that was a thing Kyle said. I don't think he actually ever wore that one either.
yeah. I don't like that fact. It was dumb. It's cool,
It's good looking,
but
though.
it's dumb.
Does look good.
Yeah, it does. But yeah, we had to get out of there. I also bought my I bought a Funko Pop against my own religion.
My own religion.
It was
okay.
it was for Tyrion, and it was John Cena. My last time is now. Funko Pop. I'm like, screw it, sure. We also bought.
I mean, they're like, it was probably like, what, $15?
Yeah, I don't know, something like that. We also bought a Undertaker figure and a Damian Priest figure. There, a John Cena "You Can't See Me" chain, and I think that pretty much covers everything that we got. And money adds up quick in that place.
Yeah,
That was over $400 of merch right there.
It was he told me what the title was with the belt because they initially rung up the belt, right?
They rung up the belt initially with the merch, and I saw that so quickly get over $1,000, which I did have the money for. But I was like, do I do this or do I enjoy my next 2 days? And so I was like, yeah, we'll put the belt back. what saved me was that I pulled out my wad of cash that was $1,000, and they're like, "Hey, I'm like, hey, I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to count this." And they're like, "Actually, we're cashless," and that's what saved the day for me because it gave me some time to actually freaking think about what the hell I was about to do. So we leave the superstore. That was all fine and dandy, and we finally go check into our hotel. And yeah, I mean, there's nothing to it. We just check into the hotel. We take our stuff to the hotel.
Hotel was nice.
Hotel was nice, yes. I wish there was more elevators because waiting for the elevators was ridiculous.
Really?
Yes, absolutely ridiculous. But
I think that's the one thing I'm sad about with the RV. Like, sure, the RV is super convenient. It's going to save us a lot of money in the long run. But when we're doing pods and pod conventions, or the convention for the pod and stuff, like, we're not going to have that experience of staying in a hotel again. Like,
I mean, we could do it occasionally.
I
you
guess.
know? Like if
that
it makes
Davenport
sense.
trip was like, that was like special. That felt like a thing.
Being a guy who has slept on a couch for the majority of his adult life, sleeping on a hotel bed just feels like so.
How old are you
blessed.
now? 25?
I'm 25.
When did you start sleeping in the basement?
I started sleeping in the basement as soon as I graduated high school.
Really? Because I thought it was before that. Okay. So, okay, yeah.
I kind of migrated there halfway through my senior year.
I was almost going to be like, you could just say a majority of your life, but it's not quite there yet.
No. Nope.
Give it like 3 more years. And
What do you mean 3 more years? 17 years of my life was in a bed, brother. What, was it not for you?
No, I was. I've never slept on the couch. Like
Ever?
Like as my bed, I mean.
Oh. Lucky.
I mean, granted, you did it by choice for the basement.
Yeah, I did. I was really starting to rock that style, you know. I was like, I'm a bachelor. Heck yeah. And then, yeah, I don't know.
All right, so day 1, you ended it back at the hotel.
Not really.
At the first time.
So we unpacked at the hotel. We moved in, you know. And I'm like, you want to get something to eat? Tyrion's like, yeah. Okay. Let's order a shakaroni pizza from Papa John's.
Okay.
I was really in the mood for a shakaroni pizza, bro.
Why? It's just a pepperoni pizza.
And while that was being made, we stopped at Walmart and a Target. And I think it's pretty cool to point out. I don't know how many cities are doing this, but like the architecture of some buildings in Indianapolis match the architecture
yeah, that's
of the
like-
stadium.
It's usually like a city code, like a city ordinance, is like where the architecture has to match, otherwise they can't do it.
Well, I'm not even just talking about like everyday businesses, but like the front of the Target looked like the side of Lucas Oil Stadium. Like the roofing pattern. Like it was cool. It was cool. I was like, that's neat, you know. I don't know how many cities do that. But yeah. I don't know how many Roomba-shaped houses are in Las Vegas.
Roomba-shaped.
Yeah, because the Las Vegas Stadium is a Roomba shape, but
You mean a circle?
no,
Okay.
no. It's like a cylindrical chode, but super wide.
That even makes sense because that's what they are. Okay. Moving on.
All right,
You got a shakaroni pizza.
we got a shakaroni pizza, but while we were waiting for that to get ready, we went to Walmart and Target and bought more toys. And it is insane how quickly wrestling figures will get you over $100.
Yeah. You buy 3 of them.
Yeah. Yeah. We bought Kurt Angle Ultimate, a Triple H Ultimate, and some of the third figure. And that took me to $98. I'm like, whew, okay, great.
Ultimate editions are expensive.
Yeah. I also impulsively bought Hangman Page from AEW because his figure was $6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was like, okay, we're not even going to think about this. We're grabbing it. Because I like Hangman. Tyrion doesn't even know Hangman, but I like Hangman, so we grabbed it.
Is that one? Is that one of yours or is
No,
that
it's his.
okay? Well, what the heck? He doesn't.
Yeah, he'll probably not play with it, and I can probably just grab it. He wouldn't even notice. Seriously, dude's got like, bro. We bought like 16 action figures this past weekend. He ain't gonna notice if Hangman Page is missing.
Yeah.
But yeah, he actually wanted to put the Judgment Day together, so we actually got Rhea Ripley and Damian and Finn, all to go with his Dominic Mysterio. So
Nice.
yeah.
You know, there is a set that I would actually get.
What?
A Degeneration X set.
Yeah.
Like
They're
in
so
the,
fun.
in the full gear.
Yeah,
And
that's so
everything.
fun.
That would be something that I could actually get. Like there is a list of wrestling figures that I would actually get, and like that those two would definitely be on there. So it definitely is Stone Cold Steve Austin, and like maybe like a couple others. I don't know. Those Macho Mans are pretty sick.
Hell yeah.
Macho Men.
Macho Man. Macho Man is just so toyetic. He's so fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, we end our day with that, you know. We go back to the hotel. We watch SmackDown. Like we finished Friday night SmackDown. I'm like, man, this is just like a whole wrestling weekend, bro. I was like, made me so happy. And while we watch wrestling, we eat our pizza. And what's funny is that these hotel rooms had a mini fridge. Like, it wasn't that mini fridge over there.
I mean, Symes is pretty tiny.
It was smaller than that.
Really, that's
It
not-
was like twice the size of the Xbox mini fridge. Yeah, ridiculous.
Okay.
And so, of course, we got a few slices left of this shakaroni pepperoni pizza. This thing is bigger than the fridge. This box.
Yeah.
And so I take the empty box of The Undertaker and I shove pizza in it and I put it in the fridge.
Bruh.
Tyrion thought that was hilarious, bro. He's like, that's so funny that you did that.
Okay. Yeah, that's.
Oh,
that's
man.
something.
But yeah, I told him to lay out his outfit that he's going to wear for the next day. And then we went to bed watching cartoons, which I actually loved, bro. Like, oh, we're going to fall asleep to some Disney Channel. This is awesome.
Apparently, the Disney Channel's coming back. Like, they're doing like a full thing.
Nice. I really hope regular TV does not go away. I really hope not. Like, I really hope not, dude. Oh, my gosh.
As long as people will buy it, they'll still be there.
Okay. So, the plan for the day of the Royal Rumble was simple. First half of the day, do WrestleCon, which was the wrestling convention, literally 15 minutes away from the stadium.
Yeah.
And then after WrestleCon, you go do the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
And WrestleCon was quite special. We met a lot of people at WrestleCon. We met Jake the Snake Roberts, Rikishi, Jerry the King Lawler.
Actually, tell me everyone that you met.
Jerry the King Lawler, Rob Van Dam, Mike Kingston.
You saw him there.
Yes.
Really? That's cool.
Yeah. Of course he was doing it.
I mean, yeah, but like,
He even gave me his number so we could like talk. Be like, hey, what are you doing? Where you at? You
know. All right. That's cool.
And Matt Cardona, we met him. Homie does not remember me in the slightest, so.
You've met him 3 times now.
Yep.
Like, sure, this is a famous guy, but 3 times.
I don't know. Some people probably have seen him like 20 times.
And if I don't know, man. I see the same person twice at Hy-Vee. I'm like, huh, okay.
And then we got JoJo Offerman, who is the wife of Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, that one.
And she signed my Fiend mask. And it was very special because, as you guys know, Bray Wyatt died 2 years ago in 2023. August 2023, so it's not even 2 years ago, still fresh. And that was a guy I always wanted to one day share how much he meant to me, and I never got to do that. Never will get to do that. Maybe I'll see him up in heaven, but meeting JoJo, probably the next best thing. It's either JoJo or Braun Strowman or Eric Rowan.
Or the guy that made the Fiend mask,
Or Jason Baker. And just, that's probably like a good list to just really talk to guys about who he was. Them and Matt Hardy. Yeah. But JoJo, she was really sweet. The only thing I regret in that conversation is not really talking to her about what she does, I mean, from her perspective, I'm pretty sure that people only really want to talk to her because of who her husband was and not what she did professionally. I mean, she was at the con for a reason. She wasn't just the wife of Bray Wyatt. She was a ring announcer, and honestly, like, I was really thinking about that the day after. Like, man,
you only get so much time.
I don't know how considerate, people come off as walking up to her and only talking to her about Bray. But you know what? I'm sure that she's understanding of that.
Yeah.
Because she acted like she was really nice. One of the best interactions I had that day.
Bray was a very special person, so I think I got a strong feeling she would understand.
Yeah, she probably 1,000% understands how influential he was, because the amount of people that are coming up to her like dressed as him, like it's crazy.
Did you see a lot of that?
Yeah.
That's cool.
There was a guy cosplaying as the Fiend that Tyrion got a picture with. But yeah, I talked to her about how influential he was to me, like he's the reason why I started wearing cut-off shirts and tropical shirts and I like tattoos, he likes tattoos. I like the Raiders, he likes the Raiders. She thought it was kind of cool that I was a Raiders fan too, cuz not everybody who happens to like Bray Wyatt just so also happens to be a fan of his favorite NFL team too,
Not a lot of people are willing to admit they're Raiders fans these days.
Yeah, that's a brave statement, Yeah.
Hey man, I've been there.
Yeah. But yeah, it was an honor to let her know how he played a role in my life without ever having to meet him. And yeah, it was nice. And then Tyrion, I'm glad that he got to talk to her a little bit too, because I got a little bit overzealous at first, like not making it about the kid meeting her, because that's sometimes a bad look. But Tyrion not really knowing JoJo, that was like, this whole weekend was for Tyrion, but that was for me,
Yeah.
And I am still glad that Tyrion got to talk to her a little bit. She's like, I got a shirt of the Wyatt family, of Bray Wyatt's family. She's like, oh, you're talking about the Wyatt Six? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, oh yeah, that's his brother's squad there. And he's like, Bray Wyatt's brother? He's like, yeah. Yeah, he's Uncle Howdy. Oh, yeah, Uncle Howdy. She's like, yeah, but my kids call him Tay-Tay. Uncle Tay-Tay. Taylor Rotunda, factually. But yeah, it was nice. I got a picture with her. She was so soft and kind. Soft in her voice, all right. Yeah, I mean, I guess there's just so much I could say about that one interaction, but most of the other interactions was kind of awkward, not gonna lie. I don't know if it's a me problem, but like Rob Van Dam, I don't know, he didn't dislike our interaction, but like I was trying to talk to him like, hey, do you remember doing One Good Question in Des Moines at a card convention? He's like, no. That guy must be high, like, all the time, bro. But as I was explaining it to him, he was like, oh, yeah. And I was like, hey, man, I just want to thank you for how much of a good sport you were doing that. And I'm glad that you had a good time doing that. And I asked him what it was like because my favorite match is his match against John Cena at One Night Stand in 2006. I'm like, hey man, what's it like to having faced John Cena that night? Because John Cena is heavily regarded as the GOAT these days, a guy of that status now, but he was the most hated guy in the room when he had to wrestle you at ECW. What was that like, having them be so far for you that they hated John Cena? He said it was super, super fulfilling. Like, he did not expect that, but he really felt the honor of he is their guy, and he just took it in and had a great match. I wanted to meet Kurt Angle, but that line was a mile long. What? Yeah, I wanted to meet this guy. Here you go, Jordan. But yeah, that line was a mile long. If I didn't bring Tyrion with me,
Leotard's fabric.
if I didn't bring Tyrion with me, I would have brought one good question into the mix for Kurt Angle. But met Jake the Snake. That guy is a dick.
Why? What happened?
He's kind of socially awkward. I don't know if it's because he's old or he's just naturally a dick, but Tyrion came up to him with his yeet sign and said, "Will you sign this?" He says, "No. No more, no less. Just no." And I get it. That does not solely make you a dick to deny a signature, but like there was also no context involved. Like he didn't say, "Well, I'll make you pay for it," or "No, thank you." Just no. And I'm like, okay. And I tried to save the moment because I was a little bit caught off guard, and I was talking to him about something that I've actually wanted to talk to him about for a long time, which is one of my favorite quotes of his, which is, he doesn't need to yell because he's got the power in his hands. Because he came from an era where all the Hulksters and Ultimate Warriors were like yelling for their promo. "I'm gonna beat you tomorrow, Friday night," stuff like that. But he always was soft spoken. And I was like, yeah, it's nice that was a cool quote. And he's like, yeah, it's true. And I was like, yeah, nice meeting you. Bye. It was so bad. So freaking bad. And maybe it's because we weren't paying customers. Like, there's always that thought in the back of my head where, how much time are you wasting if you're just trying to talk to someone and you're not trying to be there for why they're there. But, Jerry the King Lawler, he was super nice after that. So that kind of saved my mood. Because Jerry the King Lawler, he was, a big voice in my childhood. He did commentary during my younger years of watching. And also does the art covers for Mike Kingston's comics.
Nice.
Yeah, I talked to him about that. And I'm like, hey, man, I didn't know you were a Norman Rockwell fan. And we talked about that for a little bit, and he talked about how he had like original prints at his house and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, man, I didn't know you could draw like that. That's like super talented. You don't really see art like that anymore. He's like, yeah, up until like 6 months ago. Homie had a stroke 6 months ago, and he can't draw anymore.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Makes me sad. I felt for him when he said that, and I was like, wow, okay. You stay healthy, man. But, yeah. I also talked to him about how I was like, is it true that you almost wrestled Elvis? He's like, yeah, we had it literally like all set up. And then, he died on his tour.
He died.
It's crazy. But yeah, I'd say Jerry Lawler was really kind in that moment as well. But Rikishi was fun because that's Jey Uso's dad, and Tyrion was next in line, but like Rikishi, he had a moment to himself, and he saw a little boy wearing a Yeet shirt and holding a Yeet sign, And Rikishi looks at him and he does one of these little, yeet. You know, it was cool. But yeah, Rikishi he was all smiles for Tyrion. He thought he was cute and he thought it was a really cool son. He's like, hey man, you hold that up, you're gonna get on TV, I promise. But he didn't know where we were sitting. There was no cameras on us at all.
I wouldn't say at all.
Well, maybe if a cameraman saw our yeet sign, maybe we would have gotten one of
Well,
those split-second B-roll freaking
I mean, like,
shots. But
the camera's always moving around the stadium. I'm sure you could find you guys somewhere.
well, we were on the opposite side that the hard cam sees, so yeah, opposite side, middle bowl, in a corner. Like, very unlikely that any camera even thought about pointing in our direction. There was probably cameras that were capable of going in that direction, but there was no reason to, you know. But we also looked at some of the toys at the WrestleCon. Also had to run into Mike Kingston. I mean, like, just talk to him about how, you know, business is going and stuff. Honestly, one thing I do regret is not seeing him more than once that whole weekend. Because, like, that's a homie, you know? That's like a legit homie.
How excited was he to see you guys there?
Oh, he's happy. Happy to see us, you know?
Great.
You know, I think that was the first time he met my nephew, which is also a feel-good moment. And so, yeah.
I feel like that's going to be like one of those things. Oh, I wasn't expecting to see you here.
Nah. We talked about it well beforehand.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What a punk.
What do you mean?
Talk about it with him and not me.
Well, he was going. He said, like, yeah, I'm going to do WrestleCon. I'm like, hey, that's cool. I'm going. Yeah. I bought something off of a person.
Huh? What does that mean? That's kind of how purchases go, but, like, you know.
No, like off of a random person.
Oh, what? How? What? Can you please give me more context with this?
So after we bought Rhea Ripley's action figure from the little con store and, you know, Cody Rhodes, you know what I was really disappointed about at the Superstore? I didn't think they were selling them, but I could not find Jey Uso Yeet glasses at the Superstore.
Oh, really?
Yeah, at all. I was like, oh, I guess they're just not selling them. That's how quickly they sold out. Actually, Jey Uso.
What time did you get to the con?
So, I got there at probably about 7. Oh, no. The con?
Yeah.
10 o'clock.
Okay. What time does it start?
10 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah. But I ran into this guy. He had Jey Uso Yeet sunglasses hanging from his collar. I'm like, excuse me, sir. Did you get those in Indianapolis? Like, did you get those here? He's like, yeah, man, I got them at the Superstore, bro. They were sold out so quickly.
Oh, okay.
They were selling out so quickly.
They were at the Superstore.
Yes, they were at the Superstore, not the convention. Okay. But yeah, I just stopped this random stranger to ask, hey, where on earth are they selling these? Because there was a part of me that just thought they weren't selling them at the Superstore for some reason, right? But yeah, he's like telling me this story. He's like, dude, these cost me $30. Like, he was like a little bit displeased that these sunglasses were $30, you know? He's like, bro, because like he sees the little Jey Uso that's standing next to me. Mm-hmm. He's like, if you give me $30, these are yours. I'm like, freaking sure. Do you have Venmo? He's like, yeah. And so while I was getting to my Venmo, he was telling me this short story. He's like, yeah, man, I was asking how much they had when I was looking at them, and he's like, I was talking to the guy at the register. He turns to his homie. He's like, how many of these we got? He's like, we only got 2 left, and he's holding one of them. And so, yeah, those sold out super freaking quickly, dog. Super quickly. And I was like, I flashed him his my Venmo. And what's funny is like he stopped his story and he's like, "Oh yeah, dead homie." His username was dead homie
Okay.
on Venmo. And so, yeah, I just bought sunglasses off of a random guy so Tyrion could have them.
That's nice.
Isn't that crazy,
That
bro?
is crazy.
It really finished the outfit because we also forgot to pack his shooter sleeve that Jey Uso wears, and so he really was starting to look like just a kid with a Yeet shirt on, and I just didn't like that. But once we got those sunglasses, it was nice. It was cool. Let's see. Let me go back to my notes. Do you have any questions, sir?
Why do you suck?
Anyways, Tyrion was like stopped multiple times because of how awesome his Yeet sign was. Like people were wanting to take videos of him and pictures of him. It was just so cool.
That's pretty great, you know.
After that, we walked to Steak and Shake for lunch because it was like 5 minutes away from the convention. In which on our way there, we saw Yeet Street.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
They had a whole bunch of those.
Yeah, they did. Indianapolis was so ready to take on freaking Royal Rumble, bro, because like there was like 20 plus different street signs in the city that was rebranded temporarily for the Royal Rumble. Rhea Ripley Road, you know. Drew McIntyre Way, John Cena Way, stuff like that. Cody Road. Right? So yeah, it was fun. I saw a green shirt guy. You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Green shirt guy?
Yeah.
The guy who's front row and center for every main event, big event. Yeah, bro. I don't know why I didn't like take the chance to ask him, "Hey bro, what do you do for a living?"
He absolutely works for them.
Yeah.
Like no.
It's gotta be.
There's no way the dude spends thousands of dollars for every single event.
I mean, there could be someone out there.
And gets like the same seat every time.
Honestly, yeah. There's got to be like if he was literally just a fan, there has to be like some times where he was just a little bit too late and someone got that spot.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't know, man. Like it is
Still would
crazy.
have been nice to talk
But yeah,
to him though.
I passed him while crossing the street. He was going the other way.
That's cool.
Saw him on a crosswalk.
Was he wearing the green shirt?
Yeah, he had a
Yeah.
jacket on. You saw the green trim at the bottom.
Nice.
I was like, that's crazy. But
That guy's famous.
we stop in our tracks because people were cheering in the road. And apparently there was like this hotel and a all black Sprinter van coming out. And I will admit, we did see some WWE superstars from across the street.
That's cool.
Don't worry, don't get too excited. It was just the Creed brothers.
That's so cool.
It is still cool. We saw some actual living, breathing WWE stars that day. Had we gotten there crossing that road 10 minutes earlier, we would have seen Jey Uso exit
Nice.
that building and into a black van. Because actually, what's funny is before leaving the con, literally like 30 minutes or 30 seconds after we got those sunglasses off of that guy, Tyrion looks like a mini Jey Uso. And all of a sudden, a mini John Cena comes up. Bro, this kid was dressed top to bottom like John. And now Tyrion's dressed top to bottom like Jay. And I just had to get a picture. It was so cool. It was so cute. We just so happened to be behind them in line once we got to Steak and Shake.
That's cool.
Yeah. And so we just talked.
That's really cool.
And him and that kid bonded. They even offered to share a table because it was super packed, by the way. And so we just ate with him. It was nice.
All right.
We'll probably never see that kid ever again, but Tyrion's glad that he had made a friend temporarily.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool, actually.
Yeah, Lil J and Lil Jimmy. Or not Jimmy, John, Lil
was
John
like,
and Lil
what?
J. But yeah, we then go back to the con, and we completely waste our time there because for a split second we are in the back of Kurt Angle's line, and Tyrion is pissed. He does not want to be in this line.
Why?
Because we'd probably be in that line for a very long time. And I'm also checking the time, and it's around 1:30. Stadium doors open at 3:30. It's a 15-minute walk there.
Yeah.
I
you gotta-
probably don't want to be in the back of the line at the gate, right? So we get there early. Tyrion's bored, but he's content because he knows that we're going to be one of the first people inside the Royal Rumble, We're like the third party in line.
If it wasn't reserved seats, that would actually matter.
Well, I just wanted to be in there before there was like a sea of people. Bro, I took a picture. You should have seen how long this line got.
I mean, I've been to Winter Jam.
Well, what's the highest attendance that Winter Jam has ever gotten at Des Moines?
Oh, Des Moines, probably like 5,000.
Okay.
I don't know. That's a number I probably completely pulled out of my ass, but I'd believe it. In their earlier days, they've definitely sold out before.
So we were in this line. It goes all the way back.
And I'm sure that like the line is huge, but like,
Guess how many people were there?
how many?
70,000.
Oh.
70,000 people,
Okay.
bro. They said that this was the third largest gate presence in WWE history.
Wow.
The only other largest gates was day 1 and day 2 of WrestleMania last year.
Wow.
I took my nephew by myself for the first time out of state to the third largest WWE event in history.
Wow.
Oh my God, bro.
Imagine going to WrestleMania this year.
Oh my gosh, you know that they're going to blow it out of the water from last year, bro. Oh my gosh. Oh. And so, oh my gosh, where was I? Where freaking was I? Oh yeah, so we stay in line for a little bit. I let Tyrion play on my phone, which turned out to be a bad choice because the entire Rumble I was worried about my phone dying and how the hell we were going to Uber back home, But, yeah, I capture a lot of video on that at the Rumble, of course, Cody Rhodes beats, sorry, I really need to slow down. Cody Rhodes beats Kevin Owens for the WWE Undisputed Championship. Expected. DIY beats Motor City Machine Guns, which was cool. But Tyrion was asleep for that match.
Okay. What?
Tyrion was falling asleep.
Why?
Well, I'd like to think that all the screaming and shouting and the counting down from the Women's Royal Rumble, which opened the event, really tuckered him out, especially since we had woken up at 8 a.m. and it was probably 8 p.m. at this point.
Okay.
And yeah, this kid, at the third largest event in WWE history, he was just sitting back, trying his best to stay up, And at a certain point, I was just like giving up. I was letting him sleep. But like, there was this worry in the back of my head where he would be super upset if he missed the Royal Rumble,
Well, yeah, just wake him up when that actually starts.
He basically copies me. He loves Johnny Gargano because I love Johnny Gargano, and I love Johnny Gargano because he was the first WWE star I ever met. First wrestler I ever met.
I wonder what that guy's up to.
He was in the Royal Rumble.
What?
Not the men's Royal Rumble, but he was wrestling in that tag team match that Tyrion was sleeping through.
Oh, that's sad. Did you wake him up for that?
Well, before the match had started, I was like, Tyrion, who do you think's going to win? Huh? What? Do you think Johnny Gargano... Like, I had to spoon feed it to him. Do you think Johnny Gargano's going to win? He's like, yeah. And then he fell asleep. And then the match happened. And then DIY, the team of Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano, had won. I was like, Tyrion, Johnny Gargano won. And he does one of these. Yay! Like the first thing is like that jolted him awake, bro. Like he was excited again. He did not fall asleep for the rest of the night. It also helped that I went and bought him a smoothie.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I was like, this'll wake him up. This'll get him. And yeah, he was awake for the rest of the time, which made me super happy because like I was like, man, if this kid can barely remember the Rumble because he was sleeping through it, I'm gonna be upset because he's gonna be upset, you know? Mm-hmm. But I will tell you what.
I'll tell you what.
The men's Royal Rumble, when it finally happened, was cinema from start to finish. When you had Rey Mysterio facing off against Penta at 1 and 2 to start off, and then ending it in the way that it did,
Keep talking.
was just so special. Bro, Tyrion found out that he was in the same building as Kai Cenat in Speed, and he flipped out. Like, he was shouting, Kai Cenat! Kai Cenat! I'm like, Tyrion, he's not going to hear you. He's like, but I want him to. I've never... This kid, on the same day he met Rob Van Dam, he's like, I've never met a celebrity before. This is the kind of life that I've given him, Jordan.
Yeah.
This kid meets wrestlers all the time. He thinks that they're all just on this same standard of, oh, my uncle's cool because he meets wrestlers all the time. That's not a celebrity. Those are people that are accessible. You know? Like, the life that I've just provided him, in which he meets people like Matt Cardona and a lot of other guys that I'm not even going to state because it's been a lot of people. Homie met Shelton Benjamin. Like, oh my gosh. But, yeah, it just... Tyrion just thinks that wrestlers aren't celebrities because they are, in his world, not hard to reach. That's the kind of life I've provided him, and it makes me proud, and I love saying that. So I just wanted to point that out. No, I'll probably never meet Kai Cenat, and he will get over that one day. But, yeah, the men's Royal Rumble
Who knows,
was super
man?
nice.
Maybe someday we'll be sitting right next to him.
Maybe someday we are doing a stream with him. That'd be cool. That would be cool. But
I
anyways,
feel like Kai and Tyrion would get along so well.
that is true.
They give me the same energy sometimes.
Yeah. I feel like I wouldn't want Tyrion to hang out with Speed for too long. But I'd probably have him hang out with Speed because he loves Speed. Bro, when Speed entered the Royal Rumble, Tyrion was flipping out.
Well, yeah. You guys like hate on him so much, but he's still just a character.
He is. I've actually seen some videos of him actually being mature.
Yeah.
And I think at this point, the only thing I really don't like is just how he talks. Not in like his accent or anything.
Yeah, I know exactly
But like
what you mean.
just how dirty it is.
Yeah.
Like I watched like what he put on YouTube post Rumble, and I was catching some of that from his perspective. But it's just the way that he talks is a little bit much. I mean, he probably changes it up for when he meets kids, but yeah.
That's that what's the generation after Gen Z?
Gen Alpha.
Alpha. That's that alpha slang, right?
I'm not talking about that.
What do you mean then?
He said like goddamn like 500 times in his stream.
A lot of people say that.
You know what a lot of other people do?
What?
Murder. Anyways. So, yeah, the speed spot was really entertaining. He came in at like number 7, and it was just really exciting. I was really happy. He got speared super freaking hard. Did you see a video of that?
I've seen numerous.
That was fun. That was fun. And then when he got eliminated and then put through a table, Tyrion's like, he's been beaten up twice now. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, Randy Orton RKO'd him at WrestleMania. And I'm like, you remember that?
Yeah.
Like this kid is starting to actually put together like.
Well, yeah, he's almost 6.
What? My mom just texted me.
What's
It's
she doing
12:30.
awake?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's me dressed up as John Cena 11 years ago. Wow. Wow.
You know, it's interesting. Maybe if you had stayed at Dallas Center, I would be more into wrestling.
Maybe. But honestly, I was not really into wrestling by the time I got to high school.
Well, yeah, but like we would have went to elementary school together too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Who knows? But what was I getting at? I can feel that this weekend actually made him like wrestling more.
I mean, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Because he's actually like starting to pay attention to the actual like action, you know, and not just being about the toys. Like he's paying attention to storylines and knowing who the bad guys are and stuff like that. And that's making me so happy, you know. But yeah, there was a point in the men's Royal Rumble. Hey, what do you think about that Joe Hendry spot? I want to hear your thoughts on that.
Dude. So then I saw a video of someone like it was like literally some of the best entrances from the Royal Rumble, and then Joe Hendry just pops up. I'm like, he was, yes,
Yeah.
because like Joe Hendry, he's got to be definitely one of my actual favorites right now, just because I love that energy, dude. Just he's goofy and silly, and he's not taking it seriously, and I think that's just great.
I'd like to think he was one of the like the top 10 most excited for wrestlers.
We should watch the Rumble together.
We could tomorrow.
Yeah, it'll be on what? Peacock?
Yeah, it's on Peacock.
Poopcock?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's on Peacock. It was great. It was great. So great that, bro, I'm a little bit jumping the gun on the story chronologically, but Tyrion rewatched the entire Royal Rumble show on our drive back home.
How? What?
The replay was on Peacock.
Oh.
He's like, because we stopped at a gas station.
What, I thought you said, what? Okay, you said tomorrow, but like, I thought that
Yeah,
was
into tomorrow, the day after the Rumble.
No, I mean like when I said we could watch it, we should watch it together. And he said we can do that tomorrow. I thought you were like, oh, I thought you were saying that because like it comes out tomorrow or something like that.
No. The replay was, so when I was looking around on Peacock yesterday, it was not on there. But the replay for the day after, it was on there. It was
Okay.
weird. I don't know what the time frame is for that. But yeah, we stopped to get gas in some random spot in Illinois. And we stopped to get McDonald's so we could feed him some lunch. And Tyrion's like, let's watch wrestling. I'm like, oh, sure, that'd be cool. What do you want to watch? He's like, the Royal Rumble. I'm like, the thing that we just watched in person yesterday. He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, cool. He did sleep through some parts of it, so there's something there, you know? So, you know, there was a part of me that was actually genuinely curious because, like, when you're at these live events, you don't hear what the commentators have to say. That's all live stream stuff
Really?
that the people at home can
I
hear.
guess I never really thought of it like
Yeah,
that.
only the people at home can hear it, but the commentators, when you're under the dome, you cannot hear the commentators. That is just for TV.
That's gotta feel weird.
It is. And I didn't notice that until I was 14 going to my first SmackDown ever. I was like, I don't hear the people talking. You know? But yeah, it was a genius idea because that passed 4 hours of our drive. Just reliving what we had seen. It was so nice. And yeah, watching that kid just be interested for the whole 4 hours when I was worried about his attention span because he grew up on freaking TikToks because of his mother, you know. And so it was just awesome. But going back to the moment, Jey Uso comes in at 20. And I'm like, oh, put that sign up, boy. Let's go, you know, and being part of it, like actually being part of the Yeet Dome with the crowd. It was just so nice. It was so nice to actually be in it, bro, because who knows how many more times I'm actually going to be able to do that with Tyrion. That might be one of 2
40.
times.
40 more times.
I can't go to that many events.
Why not?
Bro, his prime can only be for so long, bro. He's 39. He'll probably...
Jey Uso's that old? My goodness, dog. What?
Yeah, it's
Seven.
weird. It's
7 more events.
Yeah, yeah. It's really weird. People like to pick on like the prime age
He's
of a
really
WWE.
old. He looks so youthful.
That's the thing with a lot of these wrestlers, man. Guess who also is 39?
Who?
Seth Rollins.
Huh.
Guess
I don't
who's
know why,
al-
but for some reason I thought he was younger than me.
Guess who's also... Wow. Guess who's also 39? Roman Reigns.
I thought he was like 50. No, that's not a... I'll admit, I definitely pegged him as like mid to late 30s, but not
Guess how old Sheamus is?
47.
Wow, he's 46.
I know he was old. He was older era. So
Yeah, he was. Let's see. Guess how old LA Knight is?
oh, that's a good one. See, also looks pretty young, but I got a feeling he's gonna be old. He's straight 50.
That's Rey Mysterio, dog.
I know he's Rey Mysterio's old. He's actually still a lot younger than I thought he would be, but like, LA Knight, fine, 47.
He's 40.
Dang.
Maybe
Okay.
even 41 at this point. But yeah.
He's like a person that you know is old, but gives off younger energy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the Miz.
I don't even know who... I don't even think you know this person, but how old is Grayson Waller?
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, never mind.
21.
But there comes a point in the Rumble.
Who's the youngest wrestler right now?
Who's the youngest wrestler right
Yeah.
now? Probably someone in NXT. Like they're 20.
How old is Dominic Mysterio?
Like 20... Like your age.
26.
27, 28. How old is Dominic Mysterio? 27. Yep.
Huh.
Yep.
He looks like a child.
He's got that baby face still yet. You all right?
What am I doing with my life?
Dude, I was listening to a podcast of this wrestler who's actually pretty freaking like got her life together. Like she was in the women's Royal Rumble and she's married. She's got a good life. She can afford to pay $10,000 for a Stairmaster apparently. She's got her life together. She's 26 years old.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. That's crazy, man.
Yeah. But anyways, there came a point in the Royal Rumble where I'm like, oh my gosh, Jey Uso's still in there. And there's only like 5 people left in the Rumble, you know? Because, like, there was a point in the Rumble. Like, Jordan, I am beyond glad that I picked this year to go to the Royal Rumble. Like, even before we witnessed everything
This is
that
one for
happened.
the history books.
Some people are saying that this is the most stacked Rumble ever.
Yeah.
Because-
CM Punk. You had Roman Reigns. You had John Cena. Jey Uso. You had
Seth Rollins,
Seth Rollins.
Drew McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre. Speed. If you, yeah, I mean he's pretty big right now. So yeah.
The Miz.
The Miz. Yes, I knew he was in it too.
You had a lot of star power in there.
Yeah.
And so
it's crazy because like the Royal Rumble. Sorry to interrupt you again.
You're good.
But like the Royal Rumble is usually something for like lesser known people.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of opportunity. You know, you can have like a legend come back for a night, you know, and participate, or you can bring someone up from NXT, or you can do something really exciting like freaking Joe Hendry from TNA, you know.
Like I remember watching last year's with you, and that was like a lot of it was just people I didn't even know. Sami Zayn, I didn't know who that was at that point. He's pretty big now though.
Yes, he is.
I like that though. I kind of like him.
He's fun.
Like that guy with that big head.
JD McDonough. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and like you know, last year's was the big one with the CM Punk return and like you know, Cody Rhodes. He was
Winning.
Completing his story.
Yeah. See, that was the special thing about this year's Rumble is that for like the past 4 years previous, it was a little bit obvious who was going to win the Rumble, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Especially Cody, even winning it back to back. People were like, oh, yeah, it's going to go to Cody because he's got this whole thing with Roman going on, you know?
Yeah.
But people were like, wow, I don't even know who could win. You know, it could be John Cena or CM Punk
I
or
do
Roman
like-
Reigns or Seth Rollins or Drew McIntyre, you know? People didn't think Jey Uso had a chance.
Yeah. I've heard that a lot actually.
Bro, like periodically throughout the weekend, I was asking him and other fans at like the hotel and stuff were asking Tyrion, who do you think's going to win the Rumble? Tyrion's like, Jey Uso. In the back of my head, I'm like, man, that's really wishful thinking, buddy. I can't wait to, you know, try to calm you down when you're crying because Jey Uso got eliminated, you know? I was fully expecting to, like, have that moment to be like, it's okay, buddy, it's okay. We're probably going to see John Cena win, you know? Like, another guy you like's going to win.
It came down to John Cena and Jey Uso.
It came down to those two.
That's crazy.
It came down to him, John Cena, and Logan Paul, and I'm like, oh my
that's
gosh. I was like, oh my gosh, Jay's still in there, bro. Like, it was just this growing realization that, oh my gosh, Jay's still in there.
And Logan Paul knocked out someone pretty big.
CM Punk.
Yeah.
People thought that was pathetic.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, that's a terrible spot. Super insulting to CM Punk, you know.
I don't think it's insulting. I think it's just, you know, it's just.
The straight edge society was really strongly against that choice.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, like I said, I'm a CM Punk fan. I've enjoyed him because, like, he was just the heel. He was the heel, the bad guy. And then, like, since then, they just kept bullying him, and it made me feel bad. And, like, now he's got this big comeback, and people are still bullying him. And, like, I also like his tattoos, and, like, I like his style.
Yeah, of
right
course
now.
you like Pepsi. You jerk.
Pepsi, huh?
He's got a Pepsi tattoo.
That's fucking sick.
Of course
I
you
want a
would think
Pepsi
that.
tattoo.
Of course you would think that. Freaking loser.
You're only butthurt because I stole that Pepsi hat from you.
That's true. But yeah, dude.
I can't wait for summer to come around.
Once it came down to just Cena and Jey Uso, Tyrion starts to tear up. Like, even before it got over.
It's hard to pick when your two favorite people are on the
Tyrion starts to tear up. People were like, oh my gosh, I'm so conflicted. It shows how much I freaking love this kid. That for the first time in my life, hell, the only time I've ever seen John Cena live and I'm shouting Cena sucks, at the top of my lungs because I want Jey Uso to win? Because I would prefer his favorite wrestler to win over my favorite wrestler? What? What? Oh my gosh. I can't believe it. I can't believe the guy who formed my childhood. And I'm shouting Cena sucks. A chant that I used to hate and think a bunch of people were a bunch of dummies for saying Cena sucks once upon a time. Oh my gosh. Crazy. The crazy amount of love that I have for my nephew. And then
I did see some pictures of Cena in this match.
And then Jey Uso just pushes him off the side. And John Cena lands on his 2 feet. And this stadium. Jey Uso's song just starts playing. It's just me, Us, day one-ish, you know. Everybody's going like this. Bro, out of sheer natural instinct, I did not make this decision. My body did. And apparently Tyrion's body did too at the same time. Because as soon as John Cena planted his feet off those on the floor, him and I just hugged each other. We just hugged each other because we could not believe it. We could not believe it. Because, truth be told, it turns out, even though that Tyrion was saying all weekend that Jey Uso was going to win, apparently he had the same thought in the back of his head that he did not think that Jey Uso was going to win.
I mean, you ask any kid who's going to win, they're always going to say their favorite wrestler. That's just a fact. Whether or not they actually think it's true, that's just the answer they are contractually obliged to give, all right?
Bro, he was crying so hard that he threw up.
Oh, my God.
We weren't in our seats at that point, thank God, because there was actually a part. Because I actually wanted to hang out in the studio, the stadium for a little bit longer because I knew they were going to play that Jey Uso music for a while. Because that's how over he is with that song. And I just wanted to just bump, these up and downs with Jey Uso for a while because this is the last time I'm going to be able to do it for probably a while, for the foreseeable future. Who knows? And I turn around. And I'm like, Tyrion, come on, man. He's still crying. He's like, Isaac. He said, Uncle, I threw up. I'm like, what? And I look down. I'm like, oh, you did. He's like, what do we do? I'm like, we walk away. Let's get out of here. So, yeah, we had to leave a little bit sooner than I wanted to. But this kid was obviously in distress. I was like, hey, man, the number one thing you need to be doing is calming down, okay? Can you calm down? He's like, okay, I will. Breathe. He's like, okay. And, bro, we walked from the stadium until I found a good place that I was like, this place probably has a charger for my phone. My phone wasn't completely dead, but I was not making an Uber call without one, And we ran into this Hampton Inn, and this what's it called?
Receptionist?
No, the guy who gets your car.
Oh, valet?
Yeah, this valet. Literally, I do not exaggerate that he was a lifesaver for that moment, bro. We got inside where it was warm, and I got to plug in my phone. And immediately took it from 5% to 14%. It was nice, So we called, and next thing we know, we're in our Uber, and it takes us about 30 minutes to get to the hotel because of traffic and the distance. And Tyrion finally stops crying once we get to the hotel. The whole time, he was just like. I can't believe he won. I can't believe that he won. I was like, I can't believe it too, buddy. I can't. Seriously, he almost made me cry, bro. It was insane. Oh my gosh. And so, yeah, we get home we just bust out some of our wrestling figures that we got over the weekend, and we just talk about how great that was, you know? And we actually got home, and all of the wrestlers were like laying down except for one figure that he left standing, and it was Jey Uso holding a belt. And I'm like, wow. This is you can't write this. This is too good. This is real life freaking, I don't know, manifestation stuff, man. Like, this is, I don't know. It was a magical weekend, bro. I can't even, oh my gosh. Too good. It was too good, man. And so we just talked about how great it was. It's like midnight, by the way, by the time we get to our hotel. And I'm like, hey, man. So the game plan is we wake up, we clean this hotel, we stop at this toy store that Kyle Peterson recommended we go to, and then we hit the road. He's like, okay. Like, he was just so obedient the entire weekend. Like, super easy.
I mean, that's what happens when you give people what they want, right? Just ask Simon. When he was like, when he told his wife they were going on an Italy trip, well, a lot of things happened.
All right,
after that.
stop that. But yeah, and then for the second night in a row, we fell asleep to watching some cartoons on Disney, and you know, I couldn't help but stay awake until 2 a.m. looking at social media. People are reacting to Jey Uso winning, you know. And it was nice, and I was like, you know, we got to wake up early so we can clean, you know, because, yeah, the amount of trash that just piles up when you open wrestling figures. Yeah, that's Jordan Grace.
Mm-hmm.
That's the 26-year-old. Or was she 28? I don't know. But anyways. So, yeah. I don't know. I can't put into words how fulfilling that day, that event was for us, you know. But what I can say is that on an unexpected last day of the trip, you know, Sunday was supposed to be simple, nothing crazy. But we get to, Jordan, what are you doing?
I'll tell you in a minute.
Okay.
Please continue.
You know, we should probably just put your phone in a lockbox for these podcasts.
I would end up choking you by the end of the podcast episode.
Why?
You would be passed out on the
Why?
floor. Because at that point I would not be able to stand you.
Why?
Because I would have nothing to do.
Be on a podcast?
No.
Okay. Whatever.
My toes.
Anyways. But yeah, the plan was simple for Sunday. It was just go to the toy pit, which we did check out, and it was really cool. You know, there's a bunch of graffiti on the building. Go check out our vlog on the Skull Stone Productions YouTube.
Same thing. Dude, that's kind of getting some views.
It is. It's not going crazy.
I don't know,
but
about that.
for a video that has little to no actual social media promotion,
For a video that's been up for 2 days, it's at 40 views, dog.
yeah, it's pretty cool. Put Royal Rumble in your video title, and yeah, people will click on it. But yeah, we saw the toy pit, and the most unexpected thing happened for the entire weekend. Because I knew Mark Henry was in town for WrestleCon, but I go to the toy pit and I'm like, man, there's a lot of wrestling fans here. What a coinkydink. They had the same idea that I had.
What a coinkydink.
And some guy's like, yeah, well, it's because Mark Henry's right over there. And I'm like, oh, but what? What? I immediately check how much money I had left from this trip. Immediately. I was like, dang, I got some spending money. Okay. And so we do the meet and greet with Mark Henry. And at first, I was in the back of the line for Mark Henry, and this line is moving like molasses, and I'm like, what's going on up there? Are they having like issues with like their payment or something? Like what's the holdup? Is Mark Henry going on a bathroom break? Like what's going on? You know?
What's going on?
And then I get closer to the front, and I'm starting to realize that Mark Henry is one of the nicest guys to meet in the wrestling world ever. Because this guy is giving like each fan like 3 to 5 minutes of his time, which is probably something he was not able to do at WrestleCon, truly. But he was just so considerate. Like he let the fans lead the conversation so he could have a different type of conversation every time he would talk to someone. Like I overheard what he was saying to the few people in front of me, and it was about something different every single time. And they took some time in that. And, you know, I talked to him, and one of the coolest stories that Mark Henry has told was he was talking to Vince McMahon about entering a World's Strongest Man competition. And Vince McMahon was like, well, I'll say this. You can go, but the WWE has no room for the second strongest man in the world. And I'm like, dang, you know? And I talked to him about that. And Mark Henry was like, yeah, that losing was not an option. And that's intense. Like, I'm getting goosebumps right now thinking about it. And it was really awesome to talk to him about that. But, you know, Tyrion's still dressed up in his Yeet stuff, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And, no, he wasn't. Never mind. We talked about how Jey Uso was his favorite wrestler, and we saw Rikishi. And we bring up Rikishi because in the line, the people in front of us, with Mark Henry had mentioned that he watched the Royal Rumble with Rikishi.
Mm-hmm.
So I was really curious about, like, Rikishi's Jay's dad. How did he react, you know? And Mark Henry was trying to show me a video of how he did react because he was there. And that was pretty cool. And then I showed Mark Henry a video of Tyrion crying once Jey Uso won. And he's like, I love that, you know? And you just don't get quality time like that with, like, literally any meet and greet.
I had a similar experience. You know the You Betcha guy?
Yeah.
They, like, gave you time to, like, talk to him.
Really?
It's the most awkward experience of my life.
Really?
Like, period. The most awkward experience of my life.
I'm sorry, why?
I don't know how to talk to people, let alone famous people.
Okay. You are the exact opposite as me. But yeah. Not that I go gaga for celebrities, but like what Mark Henry did was absolutely surprising. You know, given my track record with wrestlers, maybe I'm the problem, but like a lot of wrestlers are, you know, it's really hard because they're all different types of people, you know, and striking a conversation.
You Betcha guy is really cool, by the way. He is a nice guy. Sorry, I just had to finish that off.
Yeah. But yeah, Tyrion, he talks about Rikishi, and pretty much the only thing he knows about Rikishi is he's Jey Uso's dad, and a signature move of his is stink face. And so Tyrion's like, I like when he does stink face, and without missing a beat, Mark Henry's like, I don't. Oh my gosh! So, yeah, it was just really special.
Was Mark Henry ever was he like a victim of that once or twice?
Of course,
Okay.
they're from like the same era.
Well, I know they are, but like, I don't know.
You could probably find it on YouTube.
Probably.
Probably. But yeah, thank you, Mark Henry, for that special moment. That was
Mark Henry
that
on the
was
pod
sick.
when?
Honestly, he was so nice that I'm actually quite confident that if that moment ever happens again, we could get him for one good question.
Oh, absolutely. You could have gotten him then.
For how considerate he was. I'm I'm 100% sure that he'd be down for something like that. Oh my gosh. Whew. Anyways, that was a sweet cherry on top for our trip. Nothing else really. Oh, by the way, he bought a Ninja Turtle, the only non-wrestling figure for the whole trip. He bought a Ninja Turtle at that store, the
Just
Toy
buy
Pit.
any Ninja Turtle though.
It was an all-white Last Ronin, yes.
It was the last Ronin.
Easily the best wrestling figure selection of the entire trip, and we didn't buy wrestlers. If I had a little bit, had Mark Henry not been there, I would have gotten a pretty sick freaking wrestler.
Which
not
one?
gonna lie, there was the newest Ultimate Edition Cody Rhodes.
I'm surprised you didn't buy it regardless.
Yeah, it was nice. Yeah, like his jacket in Ultimate Edition form, super freaking
I've
nice.
seen it. It's great. It's just as good as that Supreme one.
Yeah. But there was a lot of really good figures there. Oh my gosh, bro. It was
Why didn't
insane.
you get it? I know you still had the money.
No, bro. Nah, bro. I was cutting it close with that last gas tank. Not to get home, but to fill it up before you return it to Enterprise, you know?
Yeah, is
And
that
they-
like the rule?
They charge you like $4 in like 90 cents for every gallon that's not in that tank.
Really?
Yeah, they do.
That's crazy.
And so I was doing my Nana a favor, and she probably would have been really mad if I didn't do that. So, with that said,
Would you spend all the cash you had then on?
all the
It's like-
cash had to go into these cards because they were cashless, you know?
Oh, did you do like prepaid cards or something like that then?
They had like this little machine that converted all my cash into a debit card that they gave me. It was universal.
Okay.
And I don't even think there was like a charge, a fee on it.
Okay,
Because
I
it
guess-
would have told me, I assume, it would have told
Yeah,
me.
That's interesting. Okay.
But it didn't tell me that there was any like percentage fee off of it. But yeah, it was sick. And so it really did bum me out that I couldn't check the balance on these cards.
Mm-hmm.
So it really did bum me out that like I never knew how much money I had
They
left.
usually have a phone number on the back that you have to call.
See, I'm not doing
Was it like
that.
a Visa? Like a
I
Visa?
didn't. I don't know. I
You
don't
still
know.
have it?
No,
How do you know if there was no money on it?
because they got declined for everything that I was starting to do.
Oh, I
Yeah.
guess that makes sense. But there could have been like $5.
So I knew at least one card was gone because I swiped my card at the stadium, and they're like, "All right, you got $2 left to owe." I'm like, "Oh, let me swipe my other card in."
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, that was zeroed out for sure. But yeah, all in all, 10 out of 10 trip. And I will say, anybody who has a problem with Jey Uso winning the Rumble, they could come talk to me, bruh. Okay, because nothing, and I mean freaking nothing, I would ever substitute for that moment that I had with my nephew when Jey Uso won the Rumble. You would not have that moment with literally anybody else winning the Rumble with my nephew and I. All right? I know I'm being selfish. There was hundreds of kids dressed as John Cena. Okay? But long story short, we know John Cena is going to win a title this year. We know John Cena is going to have something satisfying to end off his career. But man, when you have a stacked Rumble like that, you book an upset. That's the play. That's perfect. That's good storytelling. All right? And I will challenge literally anybody in the freaking planet Earth that has a problem with Jey Uso winning the freaking Royal Rumble, bro. I swear to God. I got the ammunition, baby girl. All right.
You do love picking fights on the internet.
I do.
I do.
And this time I got facts. This time I got facts with me, okay?
Factually.
For real, okay? Like, the darker side of me is coming out with all these idiots on the internet saying that Jey Uso is like just oh, he's got a 4-letter catchphrase and he knows 3 moves. First of all, it's weird that we're just now counting how many letters are in a word. Okay?
If you can smell.
You know who had a 3-letter catchphrase? Daniel Bryan.
I don't know who that is.
Yes, yes,
Oh.
yes, yes. Like freaking, he's literally the same freaking situation, except for Daniel Bryan is actually like a really good wrestler, probably one of the best in the world. But still, the formula has always been, Jordan. If you make the company money and you connect with the audience, you are automatically championship material. I will end it off with that. Okay? Anybody who has a problem with Jay winning the Royal Rumble, come see me. Okay? As a certified John Cena is my GOAT kid, Jey Uso winning was the right decision. Thank you. All right, Jordan, where can we find us?
So one last thing. The trailer for the new Fantastic Four finally dropped.
Don't tell me about it.
Don't worry, it actually doesn't reveal anything, except for like who's
What
in
the
the movie.
thing looks like?
That was a big one. But if you want to be honest, we saw it already as soon as they made the announcement of the casting.
I mean, the thing looks like the thing, you know?
It looks exactly like the image. It's the most comic accurate thing we've ever gotten, and it does look good. It looks like a blend of prosthetics and CGI, which is exactly what they said it was. So,
anyways,
I think, or did they say all CGI? I don't know. Obviously, it's still early, so they're definitely working on some things. It looks like its mouth movements need help. That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing I think it needs, and it'll be perfect. But yeah, the only thing it really revealed is who's in the movie.
Yeah.
It revealed absolutely nothing other than that.
Yeah.
I was confused.
Which you could say who's in the movie might be the biggest reveals in the movie, but it's fine.
It's
Don't tell
not.
me. So it reveals like who the villain is or what?
It alludes to who it might be. Like,
See, I don't want to know. I don't know.
It's a shadow of a person, and it's obvious who that person is, but is that person the villain? We don't know.
Anyways. How do you want to find us? Where can they find us, Jordan?
I don't know. On Fortnite.
Go to Too Many Words Podcast on YouTube. Too Many Words Podcast on Facebook. Too Many Words Pod on TikTok.
Don't go to thescaldstone.com because it doesn't work.
It will be back up this February, I promise.
Doesn't work. No,
And-
because it won't be, though.
Why?
Because your stupid face doesn't like thescaldstone.com.
Something about just Scaldstone really hits with me.
The Scaldstone is dead and never will be revived because Isaac is a stinky farthead.
Okay, so you can find me
Isaac murdered it.
on Instagram, isaac.w.joseph.
Neglected it. Malnourishment.
Joesph. You don't really need to find me anywhere else because I'm not really active anywhere else. Except for Facebook. If you want to participate in Fancers, just find Isaac William Joseph on Facebook. So
Aren't you Isaac Lingelpuck on Facebook?
no.
Really? Why
Thanks
Facebook?
for dead naming me, by the way.
Oh, shut the fuck up. Okay, I will actually punch you. Dead naming you. Your dad would be pissed the fuck off. When your dad hears this, he might actually call you. Be like, what the fuck is that? What the fuck's a dead name? Are you saying Lingelbach is you don't like Lingelbach? Your dad's gonna be pissed the fuck off at you. Jerry, you should be.
Okay, so who or what what do you dedicate this podcast episode out to?
This podcast episode goes out to Fleur Cinema because we keep disappointing you, and I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's a good one. I dedicate this podcast episode out to. What do you do?
Well, I know who it's gonna be.
Who?
Tyrion or Jey Uso. One of those.
Did I
two.
already dedicate the podcast episode to Jey Uso in the previous episode?
I don't think so.
I dedicate this podcast episode to Tyrion. My boy, my nephew. The kid I love most in this world right now, actually.
Just wait till you have your own. You're gonna be taking them to the Royal Rumbles together. It's gonna be sick.
Yeah, honestly. Oh my gosh, bro. Like Tyrion could be like 15 and my kid could be like 5, you know? And just the three amigos hitting up a freaking Royal Rumble. Oh my God. That's going to be peak. That's going to be so peak. Like Tyrion's going to want to talk to girls and I'm going to be like, hey, bro, watch your freaking cousin.
He's gonna be like Mason. Oh God. All right, amen on 3.
1, 2, 3, amen. 1, 2, 3. Amen.